This is Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So I'm going to take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, and natural gas. But first of all, I'll take a look here at NVDA and at Tesla. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude oil and natural gas. This video is for information purposes only. Not a recommendation to buy, selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have NVIDIA, and here we have Tesla daily charts. Now, just bigger us up a little bit here, okay? Now, what we had here, we had a really nice run up here, okay? So what we're looking for on this top of this candle here, we're looking for, this is 122.22. What we're looking for was the top of this candle here at 122.89 level, okay? So didn't quite make it there, but looks like we had a double top situation, okay? So always look to the left of the chart here because where it's been is usually where it's going, okay? So here we had that nice double top. Yesterday we had it finished with an indecision candle, and today big ass red candle here, okay? So now today's low here so far, we get down to 112.71, okay? So we were looking for the gap, which is basically right here. I'll say 112.88. Now the fill, it hasn't filled it yet at 112.24 level, okay? So this is the area of support that we're looking for. Now, obviously, if that's lost here, what we want to do is we want to come over to the bottom of this candle here. Okay, we'll just take a look at that. You're looking at, this is that 113 level, I should say. Okay, so this is what you're looking for next, is that 112 area. See right there? Okay, and then we're going to be looking at the bottom of this candle here, looking at 110.11. All right, and then what we do is we just follow the candles down, 107.56. We look at 105.46, and then you retest at 104.77 level. Okay, so always look to the left here. See this? How nice it's held here? That was our support level here, and that's what we're holding here so far. Okay, so we hit it here, we hit it here, here, and then we're hitting it here. Okay, so but again, it has not filled that gap. Now, when you get a big ass red candle like this, you wiped out all these days with one candle. Okay, so what you really have to do is look at the futures that when they open tonight at 6 o'clock, and really what happens tomorrow. Okay, because we're going to be trading against this candle. Say, so what you want to do is watch today's low, whatever today's low finishes at. And then we can just follow the candles all the way down. You know, if it cracks below that, then we know where our targets are. Now, the upside, we have to get back above this 117.15 level. There's your 21-day. That's going to be big resistance, and 118.06. That's another resistance. Then we can go over to today's high, 118.84 here. And then we come up to the top of this candle here. You're looking at 120.20. Then we look up here at that 121.29. And we can look at 122.22, and then we look at the retest up there at 122.89. Keeps on ripping. We have that 50-day, but let's just see how this all shakes out. But again, okay, even though we have that big red candle here, we just have to bring this price channel right across here and see how nicely that held that support level, okay? So let's just see what happens with tomorrow, because when you see a red candle like this here, don't just jump in. We don't know what's going to happen, okay? So it looks like you have 42 where we're kind of rolling over here. But remember, what we've had here now in the market is we've had what they call just a relief rally. Okay, it's nothing like saying, okay, this is the end of the selling. It's just a relief rally. But it's good trading. I already scalped the TQQs. It got all the way down to 63.06. I bought it at 63.10. And now you're sitting at 63.62 level. Okay, so you can still make money on this. But again, be patient. Let the trade come to you. Now, Tesla here, okay? Well, Tesla had this really nice run. We had this kind of like a double bottom situation, ran right on out here, but this, you always got to watch these key levels here, okay? 285.72. Now, yesterday, we got right above that, okay? And we closed at 288.14, so look very, very bullish. But when the market sells, this is going to sell, okay? It's just so when it gets up to that 200-day, you always got to watch that, because a lot of times even if it pops up or comes close here, like we had here yesterday, you got to be very careful when hang around it too. You really need a clear definition of where, like today, it went above that 200-day and then rallied up. That's not what it did. It's rolling over, okay? So now what we're watching today on the downside is we're watching at 268.66, okay? And then we're going to come right into that 21-day, 259.12. And then you have 252.79 level. Here's that 8-day. That's very, very good, big time support. Now, there's a gap in the fill I want to point out to you, okay? 256.33, there's your gap. And then your fill is basically 249.52. It's your gap, your fill, and then we have the 21-day and the 8-day. So be very, very careful here. Now, upside here is this 200-day is going to be everything. You have to close back above that 285.72. Then we can obviously take a run here to this 309 level, okay, which would be like say right there. And then we can maybe get to that 50-day at 328.23. But right now, that 200-day is everything. You have to get above. So what you're trading is that 200-day on the upside, the 21-day and the 8-day on downside, but always watch that gap in that fill. Okay? All right, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin. Now, this has been actually pretty quiet today on the overall situation. Okay, so this trading channel, uptrending channel here. Okay, see how we have that? It's still very much intact. Okay, and realistically today is we had that high of 86,360. We had the low of low of 86,360, and the high of 88,355. Okay, yesterday 86,315, 88,598. So basically, we just have an inside day, okay, which is all it means is your high and low is the inside of the previous day. So we're trading against yesterday's candle. Now, the key levels here we're going to do it. You can see where they're smashed right here, 85,144, and that 8-day, 85,372. These are your key support levels right here. So this has to hold. Now, even if it comes down a little bit, you can see this channel here, this rising channel, is still very much intact. Okay, but now on the upside, you want to watch to yesterday's high. That's at 88,595, and then we want to watch top of this candle here at 88,685, and then we can come over the top of this candle here at 89,390, and then we have your 100-day at 93,091, and then we have 93,371 level. Okay, that's going to be your upside. But we just have this channel that it's just a rising channel. So let's just see how this all shakes out. I think it's going to get up to this 100-day. We'll have to see how that shakes out. And if it does, what is the reaction? What happens when it gets there? That's the whole key, okay? Downside, just watch this key 8-day. That's going to be key 85,368, and then that 85,143. That's going to be key levels. As long as we're holding above that, this is here is sideways to up, okay? We get below that, well, then we're sideways to below, down. And then we look at the bottom of this candle, 83,635. And then you have 83,140. That is going to be your next support levels. And we just keep following all these candles on the way down until you would hit that 77,857. But right now here, this is still very nice. It's been a real quiet trade today as far as the IBIT and the BIT shakeout. But, you know, it's still a trade, okay? But right now, this is still looking very good, okay? Until we get to go up to that 100-day or that 50-day and then see what the reaction is once we get there. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, we have crude oil here. We had that nice double bottom, and we just have that rising channel, okay? So today here, we put in another higher high, higher low, just like we've been doing all the way through here very nicely, okay? So today's high was a 70.22 level, okay? So what we're watching here is the top of this candle, 70.29. So it came within 7 cents, all right? Nice. Next level we're going to be looking at is 70.54, and then we'll come back to the 100-day, 70.66, and then we get 50-day at 71. So again, we have to see, like in Bitcoin, what the reaction is once it hits this 100-day and that 50-day. Is it going to stop it, or is it going to blast right on through? Okay, so that's what you have to look at. If it does, then we have a nice target up here at 72.93 level. Okay, very simple. Now, downside, well, obviously you want to watch today's low. Okay, 69.06. Okay, then we can come down here to yesterday's low, 68.52, and then we'll be looking here at this 8-day. This is the key level, that 68.23 level. And then right below it, we have 67.86. But as long as that price is above that 8-day, it's sideways to up. We have a nice, good uptrending. You got plenty of room to run here on the RSI, plenty of room, the momentum's to the upside. So I'm looking here for this here to touch that 100 SMA here. So what I'm doing is I'm long the UCO, okay? And that's how I'm trading it until it tells me different. Now, if we get up to this area, the 100-day or even the 50-day, and we get that toppy tail candle like we had like on a situation like this or like this, okay, or on this order, then I'll take a short ski all the way on down. But again, if it holds this 8-day, then I'll be another good buying opportunity to take it back up. Okay, now natural gas here, it's just kind of out of play here, where crude oil seasonalities come to play. Natural gas here, not so much. Now, again, they're working it here on the LNG, and that's going to be a very good front. I see a lot of the big oil companies now are trying to get into the LNG. They want to start developing all of that. So this is going to be a very good trade, I think, overall. Now, we had the topping tail. We had the negative divergence, okay? So that's always a tail. Now, you can see this 8-day, boom. See, this is why you trade the charts. Right into it, right into it, right into it. Can't get above. That's the key. Now we're below that 50-day, but we still have an inside day from as far as yesterday goes, okay? So here's what we want to watch on the upside. 387, That's key level. That's a 50-day. You get above that, it's right there. It's going to be your roughly 398. Your 8-day, and then right above that is 401. And then what we have here, 410, and then we have 421, and then 425. That is your upside. Your downside is we want to watch yesterday's low, 379, and then we want to watch this price channel at 374, which is basically just the bottom of that candle. Then we have the 100-day at 356, and then we have this candle right here at 355. Now, when you see this downtrending like this, and you see this green below the red, okay, that shows momentum there to the downside. You see your RSI to the downside. You see this negative divergence. You see the topping tail. That tells me shorty is in play, okay? This is done for right now until you can close back above the 50, the 8, and the 21-day. Then you can ride it back up. But right now, this is basically just trending down. Just that simple. So I'm looking here for at least this 3.74 level to hit, and maybe even this 100-day to hit, okay? So what I do on that, I just scalped on the downside is the KOLD. On the upside is the UNG, working out very, very nicely. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. We'll do the Bitcoin, the crude oil, and the natural gas. Now we got a little sell-off going on here today, but look for opportunities, okay? So again, but don't jump in. Let the price come to you, and then let's see again tomorrow what the reaction is going to be, okay? We want to trade against today's candles. That's the key, okay? So if we break today's candles, we're going to go lower, okay? If you're going on a downside. If not, we can probably trade all the way back up again to the high, okay? So just be patient. Let the trade come to you. All right, thanks for watching.